Right. Let's drop another save. Hi. How are you doing?
Too long in the cold and the dark. I am disturbed again. A human.
Now this you don't see every day. This is an old spirit full of the Force. I sense great sadness and regret. Walk carefully.
A Jedi here? Why have you come to this dark
Question
place,
for the
Jedi?
Star Wars nerds out there.
Why disturb my sleepless rest?
Wasn't it so that when you become a dark side motherfucker, you can no longer appear as a Force ghost? I thought that was kind of one of the trade-offs of being a dark side asshole. That you can no longer become like a whole Force ghost thing after you die. I thought that was only a light side of the Force thing. Can someone explain? Okay, good stream. It'll probably go to sleep. Good luck. May the Force be with you. Thank you, Dopinder. And keep on being awesome in the screenshot channel. I'm not a Jedi. Disturb your rest. There is some kind of ghost. I was once here before, I think. Do you remember me? Are you a John Paul? Kind of want to pick this one.
I do. And yet I do not. The Force is so strong with you, human. Yet the face, the soul. It has been so very long.
Are you a John Paul?
I had a name once. Ajunta Paul. Yes, that was my name. I was one of many. We were servants of the dark side. Sith Lords, we called ourselves. So proud. In the end, we were not so proud. We hid from those we had betrayed. We fell, and I knew it would be so.
You were a Sith Lord from the ancient times. What do you mean by those we have betrayed? What can you tell me about this place? How'd you fall? What happened? Were you a Sith Lord from ancient times? I think you can be bound to a place or object. Maybe he was bound to his tomb.
Ancient? Has it been so long that you used the word ancient? I have been here so long, so lost.
It's me at the end of a 24-hour live stream.
Cannot remember. We were the first to rebel, to betray, to surrender ourselves to the dark side. So strong, we thought. So wrong.
Oh, you're so wrong. What happened? What do you mean by those we had betrayed?
Our Jedi Masters. Those who had taught us to use the Force. Who warned us against the dark side. Yet we embraced it in secret. Reveled in its power. We were... discovered? Or did we act? I can no longer remember. But here is where we came. To hide. To grow. And here we fell.
Okay, tell me
Our
about this
temple,
place.
Our tomb, built far from our enemies, we revered power and threw off the teachings of our old masters. We were not the first to fall to the dark side, but we had more power than those before us. It came from elsewhere.
We're not the first to fall to the dark side, but we had more power than those before us. It came from elsewhere. Where did the power come from?
Our oldest secret. Only we would know. We lords. Only we would know where our power came from.
Let me guess. You all fucking forgot because it's been so long. Tell me the secret. Persuade. I have 20 fucking persuade and I don't know how much charisma. Fucking... If this check doesn't succeed, it's unsucceedable.
I cannot, human.
There it is.
It is a secret of so
He
long
fucking
ago.
forgot.
I no longer remember. You who bristle with the Force. You must find this place. Or have you? Or did you? Or will you? So many images. I see your heart, human Jedi. I see your power, your pride. You will find the old place, the dark place, and you will regret it.
What is at this place?
So much power, it is blinding. I remember so little.
Right, so over the course of a few thousand years, he simply forgot, which I think we can give him a pass on that one. Unlike 23, and I forget shit all the time. This guy has been here, lingering, feigning away for I don't know how many thousands of years. So I'm gonna give him a pass on forgetting, though maybe the big secret would have been worth remembering. Though at this point, the fact that he can still speak, and in the same language as us, is advantageous and surprising. You know, if you go back 500 years in history and try to talk to people, the entire language changes. Like, they won't be able to understand you, you won't be able to understand them. So, it's good that he at least knows the exact same language. How do you fall? What happened?
We hid from the Jedi, but it was not they who destroyed us. Is it not obvious what we did?
Stab them in the back?
We destroyed each other. We
Oh.
desired the secrets of each other to increase our power. We battled until finally our fortress rained down on top of us.
The Sith consumed themselves, did they? I suppose that eventually they'd be all they'd have left to fight.
And so, here, our old secret is buried, and none of us hold it anymore. Is that not right? Our power fled. Oh, what became of us? Do the Sith still thrive? Do they ever return?
The species is dead, but since you are also apparently just a human, that's no surprise to you. The Sith fled and they have returned. I mean, I can't give him a substantial answer to what has happened in the past few thousand years since I was sticking around this tomb here, jerking off that statue in the back. I mean, I will not be able to give him a satisfactory answer. Like, the Sith have fled, yes, and they have returned. What does that mean? That means absolutely nothing in context to that guy. More powerful than ever. I highly doubt that. Though I do suppose they mean they rule half the galaxy at this point. Dangerous all on the light side must battle them. I mean, all of these are somewhat valid answers. Ancient, resubscribed, Twitch Prime, 4 months in a row. Welcome back, man. How are you doing? Sorry. Let's note that down on the board. Alright. Now, you're gonna be put in between Zwerg and Deranger. A worthy place for sandwich. Ancient. Coming in with the $5 Twitch subscription. Thank you for supporting the War Council. And welcome back. There we go. Now. Yeah, let's just say this. I mean, giving any sort of indication or, like, statement of they are strong, they are that's meaningless. It has zero context. They are more powerful than ever. That doesn't mean anything in that guy's terms. So we're just gonna say we're just gonna say this. It's gonna mean the most to him. Which, yes, they were gone and now they're back. It's like, more information than that he's not going to be able to process. Because he has no idea about any of the context on any of this. And this is just... yeah, that's too wishy-washy.
So much.
This gives him the most info
Time has passed,
that he can process.
yet we have learned nothing.
Yeah. What about your sword? Do you still have it? I think I have them. The secret. Is it a star map? First I'll ask him why he remains here.
Remain? I have regretted for so long all that I have done.
Oh, this guy sounds really
My
depressed.
sword, I filled it with my pride, and it is buried with me now. A corpse, as I am a corpse.
Well, if it once had shiny stats, it no longer does.
Dead. and I shall remain here, surrounded by blackness in death as in life.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can say a lot about what people do in their lives and how people commit atrocities, genocide, and all that, but being locked up in this place for thousands upon thousands of years, that is a pretty bad fate. I mean, that is a lot of human lifetimes worth of a lot of suffering. Just being stuck here. I do feel for him. I need the sword you speak of. I really don't.
Most of my brethren would desire only to take what power I have left, even if it would destroy them. I wish my sword to be taken away from here. I do not wish it to rot away as I had. I command this of you.
Rakan, welcome back. How are you doing? What do you want me to do with it? Fine, I'll gladly take it out of here. What do you want me to do with it? Oh.
If you are wise, you will not keep it. In the end, it is what destroyed me. There are 3 blades within my sarcophagus. Only one is truly my sword. But it has been so long. I do not remember which.
Which blade destroyed him?
Find the sword that is mine and place it on the statue. If it is truly mine, then it is yours.
And if the sword isn't mine?
Then you must
or yours?
Die.
Really?
This is how it must be.
10,000 years of... Well, I don't know if it's 10,000 years, but... I know how many thousands of years it's been, and all you can think of, if you place the wrong sword in that fucking statue, you must battle and die. It's like, I feel like you are far too regretful to ever do that. I feel like whoever wrote that should have not gone that way, but it's a game, so suppose it's, you know, for the mechanics. You fuck up, you must do battle. Would have liked to be a little bit of a more in-lore thing instead of a game mechanic, but...
I do remember one thing of my sword. Listen to me carefully. I am that which grips the heart in fright, hearkens night and silences the light. It was written of my sword long, long ago. Go then, find my sword and
hang
place it
on,
the
Mr.
statue.
Paul. So you are telling me that you cannot remember what the actual big secret of the Sith was? The huge power source that compelled you and your brethren to rebel against the Jedi. The great secret that only you and several of the other great lords held. But you can't remember some mundane, nondescript, random-ass sentence that was once written on your blade? This guy has a very selective memory, and it's not the good kind of selective memory. I'm doing great, hope you as well. Yes, definitely. I'm doing good. I must say, and I've used this word a couple of times, and I think it's the perfect word for the situation. Ever since the mod released, I've been a little disoriented on what to do now. I've been focused on the release for so long that, of course, not that there's work lacking, but I don't actually know what I want to do now. I feel like I've got a bit more freedom what I want to do. I mean, we can do the community battles again, finally. So we can do multiplayer matches. We may do that tomorrow, actually. But yeah, definitely doing good. Took a couple days break. Honestly, I thought about taking today and tomorrow off as well, but I figured, you know what, we can't not stream for all of this time, right? There must be some stream. So let's do something we enjoy. Knights of the Old Republic. Alright. Something. Destroy the light. Hearken darkness. Something with cold. with traditional swords wielded today in many primitive cultures. I feel like the transition from longsword to lightsaber skips a few steps. Namely the whole gunpowder and bow and arrow stage, which I feel like if you're going to put lights on something, or like some sort of energy weapon, like a lightsaber, you wouldn't stuff it on a, sword. And again, what the fuck do I know about text progression? Silver line sword. Long and straight sparkles with a silver glow and becomes brighter as the hilt is touched. It is quite warm. It almost appears that the blade becomes white hot once it is equipped. Such a fiery weapon could be devastating against an unarmored opponent. A small insignia of a flame is impressed upon the hilt. That doesn't sound very much like what you just described. Can't recall the exact words, but didn't seem like that. The weapon lets off a dim humming sound. It is hilt black with charcoal. The hilt of a baleful eye. The blade of this sword is an ebony black. The blade of this sword is an ebony black and notched along its length to give it a cruel and jagged appearance. Now that sounds a lot more like it. There is a strange visual effect upon the sword which makes it seem as if the shadows pulse and ebb along its surface, and it is very cool to the touch. Now that sounds definitely like the thing. Upon close inspection, a small insignia of a small circle can be spotted on its hilt. I feel like it's the notched steel sword, but I'm going to save anyway. Notched steel sword. Very well.
Yes, that is the one.
That is the one.
That is the blade that destroyed me. Take it. Take it and the other blades even. Take them and go. My darkness awaits me.
There's no need to remain here. I want to know more about the star map.
Our oldest secret is buried, but not here. I remember nothing else. I cannot help you.
I don't believe that. Why the fuck would he lie? That man does not give a single solitary shit. He has been, for thousands of years, trapped in this one tomb. He can't do anything. He can't be harmed. He can't be hurt. There's nothing we can do to cause him any form of inconvenience, even nothing. There is absolutely no reason that guy would lie to us. He has no reason. Nothing. And he sounds like he rather enjoys a little bit of human conversation after all those years from what he's saying. And the fact that it has indeed been so long that it sounds like that man is just happy to have a heart-filled, honest, truth conversation. And I feel like he would not lie, ever. In his situation. There's no need to remain here, is there?
No need? What choice have I?
You can leave this place, you can return to the light and end your torment. Can he just leave the damn tomb?
No, I cannot. Here is where I rest. Here is where my eternity awaits. Be at peace.
Oh, no, don't go. I wanted to pick that other option. Alright, never mind. He's gone. Alright, well, I would have tried to redeem into the light if I could go with the other option, but you know what? Fuck it. We're doing that. We're doing it.
Yes, that is taken.
Star map.
Oh, no need.
What choice have I?
Return? But I betrayed my old masters.
I feel like
They
you've
would
had
never let
thousands
me
of years to
return the
ponder
light
on
side.
this.
It is too late.
You would have already considered several times, many times, beyond counting, letting go of this prison. Don't believe the lights will turn you away. Our persuasion skill will be able to handle that. Perhaps you're alright, I'll go. And what then?
Then I have the eternity I deserved. It has taken me so long to realize that. I made my choice long ago.
Really?
Be at peace.
That's your damn... You've had thousands of years of sentience, and that's the wisdom that it amounted to? I feel like this guy could tell us the purpose of life, but instead he's just, it's so long. I made my decision long ago. I smoked all those packs of Marlboro like that other guy.
That is the one. That is the blade that destroyed our old...
Yes, yes, yes. No need to remain here.
No. If I could return... Oh, my master, it has been so long, and I regret so much.
Alright, so it is possible. Damn one knew it. The lightsaber came around because of the Rakatan Force Saber. So it's literally just Force-imbued longsword, Proto-Saber, lightsaber. On your Discord, somebody just called KOTOR an uninteresting mess that breaks if V-Sync is turned off. Well, I mean, you can't expect everyone to have style, right? I mean... Not everyone is intelligent. There is indeed a bottom bar of people. Remember for a second how dumb the average person is, and then remember that half of them are dumber than that. And sometimes you do run into those people. And it seems that you've just done so. Shardan. Right, this is the part of this questline that I do recall. I believe if you give him the sword, which he's gonna ask for, obviously, the ceiling collapses on him, but I don't remember if that's the case. We're probably gonna kill him, but...
I saw you come in here, and I rather figured you'd make it all the way to the sarcophagus. Good to see I wasn't wrong.
What do you want? Isn't it obvious? With the fucking intelligence stat of, I don't know how high we have it on our character. It's pretty fucking high, like 18 or something. We should be able to come up with some better dialogue options than, what do you want?
Isn't it?
But are we an orc?
I've been hoping that someone would do the dirty work in retrieving the sword of Ajunta Paul for some time. It's been quite a wait.
Typical. Always ready to jump at what they perceive to be the easier path.
Warning. Touch the Master's blade and lose an arm, meatbag.
Now that you have it, I just thought I'd relieve
Nice.
you.
Thanks, HK.
It must be quite a burden after all.
Not as much as you are on the eyes. Kind of you to offer, though. I know what you're talking about.
Oh, but I insist. I'm not about to let a chance to impress Master Uthar pass me by. I may like you well enough, but being a Sith is all about taking chances when the moment is right. So make it easier on both of us. Hand over the sword.
HK up on stream, Joy? Oh yeah, man. HK. Always roll with HK. He's got all the lines of dialogue. He's got all the best dialogue. If I don't... What are you gonna give me for it? We'll take it over my dead body. Just let me get it out. Now, I do kind of want to... What was it that killed him? I thought it was a collapsing ceiling. It might have been something else, but he did actually die. If you give him the sword, which is returning to the whole Ajunta Paul. It is the sword that destroyed me. It is cursed. Thing. But I think I'd rather just kill him. What are you gonna give me for it?
This isn't a negotiation. As much as I dislike ultimatums, I'm afraid I must stoop.
Very well.
Hand over the sword or die.
Then you'll die.
Need to do things the hard way, eh? Fine by me.
Alright, boy. It is a Jedi. Force and immunity. Bust out the Master Speed.
What?
on you too. And the Valor, which will also apply to Jolie. Then the shield. Oh, he's actually stunned. Oh, this is gonna work out really poorly for him. Kinda like that. Oh, I love this game. Oh, it's been so long since I played this. Well, I mean, not like a couple weeks ago we were still playing it, but I mean actually doing a full playthrough of this game. It has been so long. It's been so long. So long in the cold and the dark. Playing the fuck out of the mod, it kicks ass, all your hard work pays off. I'm glad to hear that, Grundle. I'm really happy that the mod has been so well received. I mean, there has been a lot of work poured into it by
You have the sword.
me and Nico
Sword
over
of
the
Judge
past
Ball.
months.
That's it, isn't it? How did you ever acquire it?
Killed a lot of shit. And yeah. You know, it's just a load off the mind. Knowing that people enjoy it. The reception has been great so far. Most people have absolutely loved it. I don't think I've ever actually... Yeah, wait, I did read some negative comments. I was like someone who didn't like the scale, like the planets were too big and the ships were too small. It's kind of make me said, what? It's like, what did you expect? But yeah, glad to hear that you're enjoying it. You and most others, thankfully. Doesn't matter, it's mine. I got it from Johnson himself.
Are you joking with me? The Sith Lord still lives?
Yeah, not precisely.
Oh, that is quite interesting. My mentor told me that Sith apparitions might be possible, but I never truly believed it. Thank you for the information. I must go and inform my mentor at once of this strange news.
Strange news. More at 5. I mean, we've done 2 tombs.
The tomb on the far left, there, it's off limits. Only Master Uthar can go inside.
Right. Lots of excavations going here.
Careful of the Tukata. It's all we can do to keep those beasts away while we work. Sorry, I can't talk. We have to excavate this valley with hand instruments. There's all kinds of old traps left behind that still work.
Anything here to pick up? No, nothing. Lots of patrols and all that. I don't see any of those Tulak thingies.
Careful of the Tukata. It's all we can do to keep those beasts away. The tombs are full of traps and droids that still work, it looks like.
Beautiful sight, though. I love this game, man. Isn't that great? It's just so serene, the whole thing. And I do appreciate that. So, that is Nagasato's tomb, which we cannot actually enter. Really? I was like... I fully expected to hit a locked thing and then say, well, you gotta try it, right? And then walk back. Turns out it actually fucking opens. Oh. Well, you gotta try, right? Oh, well. People who don't have well thought out criticisms can be safely ignored. But man, I played for an entire day without a crash. In the frames, the difference cannot be overstated. Well done. Yeah, well, you know. You gotta toss the one-liner in there, even if it's no longer applicable, right? And in that sense, I even got it to be somewhat applicable. I'm rather happy with that. But yeah, Tomb of Tulak Horde. What's in here? I must say that as a public figure, you know, the YouTube channel, the Twitch stream, the Discord server, ModDB, everything. Do we repair this? I mean, we don't really need it. We just do it for the XP. XP! Weaponry, targeting systems, shields, patrol mode, everything. Oh, wait. I mean, if we are going to be going into a... why the hell does it say we still have all these buffs active? That should have worn off a long time ago. Do we have infinite buffs right now? Hang on. These buffs should have worn off a long ass time ago, but they're still active. Let's see if they stay active. Anyway, as I was going to say, while the droid does the work for us, you kind of get bombarded with questions and notes and comments by people, right? I mean, across a variety of different platforms. And I specifically, over the years, have definitely gotten a lot of them, but especially lately with the mod gaining so much in popularity, and of course me doing what I do on the various platforms, I hear a lot of people saying a lot of shit like, do this, do that, put that in, I think this is wrong, or that is weird, or if you had done it this way, it would have been better. And I think I've reached the point where I need to have 100% blind faith that what I am doing is the correct way of doing things, and that the vision I have is going to prevail, and that every piece of criticism leveled at me is fundamentally wrong, because if you do not have that mindset, your mind will crumble under all the waves of criticism. And it's really sad to say that, in a sense, because of course as an artist, when you start saying, I am immune to criticism, I am always wrong and my fans are always... Or I am always right and my fans are always wrong. That's the death of improvement, right? But I have at this point gotten so many things said to me, which is basically everything. Everything that you could say about the mod, I think at this point has been said to me, that if I want to believe one piece of criticism, no matter which piece of criticism it is, there is some part of that criticism somewhere that has been said to me and stated as fact. So depending on what I choose to believe, I can find that criticism somewhere. And as such, the only way to really preserve not only the experience that I was going for in terms of the mod and the gameplay, but also the decisions that I've been taking with that, to preserve those things and my mental sanity, I have to kind of believe that everything that is being said is wrong, and that what I believe should happen with the mod is correct. Because the moment I start doubting myself and I start believing some of the criticism, there is an infinite sea of criticism which you can pull from, if that makes sense. So you can't really tell which is or isn't valid criticism, aside from the fact that, of course, when someone comes out with like a well thought out piece of critique and has like arguments written out and all that, and actually has clearly states and explains why he thinks something is either wrong or it should be done differently, then I'll happily read it. But when someone says, hey, the planets are too big and the ships are too small, I can't see them, at that point it kind of like slides off you like rain on a raincoat, which has been the case of most criticism as of late. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's definitely helping with the mental sanity preservation part, I'll tell you that one. And I think, like, what? Oh, those guys. Right, we now have Death Field, which can hit all of them at once, but so can Force Lightning. So yeah, that's something I've been thinking about as of late. About ignoring criticism and such. Which, I never thought I'd turn into that guy. Oop. Since I always like to, you know, talk about different ideas and all that shit. We only hit for one, so maybe the buffs... Maybe they look like they stack, but they actually don't. Or it looks like they're active, but they're actually not. Yeah. I always enjoyed discussing things mod-related. Alright, we don't need to spend all of our force points doing that. Because as it turns out, Deathfield takes quite a bit of energy. But when you get so much critique and so many comments just leveled at you every single day, because it's every single day, every day, on every platform. Which is okay. I mean, again, that comes with being a public figure, but it is something you have to deal with. It's an interesting look into what it must be like. I totally agree. The mod is your vision. If you start capitulating to demands, that's a slippery slope. I like the mod the way you are making it. Thank you, Grundle. I appreciate that. I do. Yeah, it's an interesting set of circumstances. I mean, you sometimes hear where content creators on like YouTube, they like have started getting mental problems because the whole internet like shouts at them like do this or do that or you suck, and that's even without the like. I don't really get the trolls as much since our community is a little. What the hell is this? Our community seems to be a little bit more mature in that sense and a little more serious. Let's see, there was nothing over there, was there? So I don't really get as much of the lol you suck type comments. I mean, you still get them, but you know, it is the internet. You do still get them, but is that a Jedi robe? Mandalorian battle armor. Interesting. What the fuck is a Mandalorian? Whatever. But yeah, I can totally understand that bigger YouTubers, for example, get completely fucking buried under trolls and shit and start developing all sorts of mental issues. And then coping mechanism like that could be what I just said, which is just immune to all the criticism. I'm right, everybody else is wrong. Of course, that's a very unhealthy stance to take on your... So you can just open the door? Okay. It's a very unhealthy stance to take on your art, because obviously when you stop taking critique into account, you stop learning. Now, of course, when someone like Doki says something, then obviously I'll listen to it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just babbling on at this point. I've said what I wanted to say. Suddenly poison! Your party chokes and falls over, except for HK, who's apparently in smoke.
Another idiotic student has stumbled into my little web, eh? The contact nerve toxin in the air should knock you out quickly enough. Welcome. Awake already, are you? Good. This is the tomb of Sith Lord Tulak Hord, if you don't know. I've taken up residence here for now. It's dusty and full of critters, but it's home.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Introductions, of course. I suppose it is time, isn't it? This other student here that I captured...
It's Mikael! Hi.
His name is Miko. Say hello, Miko.
He's seen better days.
He's had a hard day. My name is Jorak Earl.
Right, the previous head of the academy.
So I'm sure you've heard of me.
No, I've never heard of you. The old hermit in hiding. Nice. Insult him at the same time. I hope the HK would just gun him down. I mean, that would be pretty funny. It may still happen. Also, it's kind of poetic justice that Mikael is now kind of in the same position as he put those other guys into. Which is just... barely standing.
What? Old hermit? Can't that blasted Uthar teach a single thing right these days? Slander! That's what it is. Anyhow, I'd like to propose that we move on.
Is it slander if it's true?
You see, I'd like to discover if you've got the pluck of an old-fashioned Sith. Most of the Drek Uthar has been passing through these days.
And I'd like to have $1 million, but guess what?
Take young Miko
Life sucks.
here. I
Sometimes.
already tested.
And it's not going to give you everything that you want.
Yes, you're welcome. You see,
Now, life's also beautiful in some
here has the cool
parts.
position of a Sith, but not the gumption that I'm looking for.
But yeah, we don't just all... What if I told you I was Dutchman? Yes.
Then I'd say you have quite an imagination. Not a bad thing, but not quite what I'm looking for in a proper Sith.
I would just kill him. You're a madman.
Ah, what's a little mental instability between tutor and pupil? What's important is that I'm here to better the Sith as a whole. It's a big job.
You're hiding in a fucking tomb in a pyramid filled with dust. It's not a big job. Fucking go out there and do something useful, you useless jerk off. Oh look, we recovered, great. I'm not sure how. I don't have any regen.
I don't remember offering you a choice. You can refuse to answer my questions, of course, but then, I'm afraid, I will just have to assume the worst.
But
So
you
then,
are already
this
the
is how it
worst.
goes. I'm going to pose a moral question to you. Get it right, and I torture Nicole.
Nerf toxin, how quaint.
And I torture you, me.
Yeah, we could have done with a little HK there.
He probably won't be able to
Could
take
still.
much more
Where is
punishment.
HK?
Mind you, get too many wrong, and you'll die yourself.
I
don't
very
know
much
what
doubt
you think
that.
of Nicole. Maybe you don't like him.
No.
Maybe you think he deserves to be murdered.
Yes.
Here's your chance, fair enough?
But you are also a asshole, so I feel like I'm just gonna say, go fuck yourself. And then I'll kill him later. Miguel is a monster.
No hesitation before the kill? Now that's what I like to hear.
Yeah, that doesn't mean I'm gonna play your damn game.
Any last comments before we begin, Nicole?
We can both survive. Attacking together.
Yeah, that was the plan.
And how many correctly answered questions before
shit.
you die? No, don't be silly. You had your chance, remember? On that note, let's begin. Now then, your immediate superior amongst the Sith is an effective commander and a fine leader. He trusts you and you like him. You see an opportunity to kill him. What do you do?
Look, mate, without any sort of context, this is such a dumbass fucking question. I refuse to answer your
I must
question.
assume you did not know the correct answer. Sad, really, that you would do this to yourself. Ah, well, it's time for your punishment.
Unlimited
So we come to
power.
round 2. You come across a group of humans who are threatened by dangerous animals.
I'm gonna cut you off there, bro, because I'm not playing your fucking game. I refuse to answer.
Now you're just punishing yourself. Do you really not know the answers here? Shame. At any rate, here is your punishment. Let's see. Ah, yes. You discover an aspect of the Force that gives you great power. Do you share it and strengthen the Sith as a whole? Or keep it to yourself?
I refuse to answer.
Here I thought this question was an easy one.
It is, but where's the option of just put a sword through his skull?
It's for your own good. Still going? All right then. One of your underlings has made a major mistake which makes you look bad. He's normally very competent and skilled. Do you kill him or give him another chance?
Look, mate, this whole bullshit society that you guys are aiming for is so fucking self-destructive. The reason we have shit like prison is to not kill people that are, for example, competent and skilled, so that they can benefit society as a whole. Now, you dumbass motherfuckers just kill people for one mistake. And you lose all these people. You know how that worked out for Stalin? When he had eventually killed all the fucking doctors in his fucking empire, the Soviet Union, when he fucking had a heart attack and lay on his deathbed, there were no fucking competent doctors left to treat him. That's how that shit works out, mate. We have real life examples of why your fucking perfect society nonsense is bullshit. And it's been shown in Star Wars history as well that Sith empires fall and fall and fall. They just collapse in on themselves every fucking time. So go fuck your questions.
To make me angry, are you? That would be pointless posturing on your part. Is this so hard?
Such incompetence.
Nothing to help us easy to find. Oh well, here's your reward. Last question. You're about to die. Do you pass on your knowledge to your apprentice to make him stronger? Or do you use your last breath to strike at your enemies?
No, he won't take no for an ounce. Love the idea of your Jedi just ranting about how the Sith are unsustainable. Well, they fucking are. I mean, if they have someone to fight, then they can survive for a little while, but let them stand on their own and they'll start infighting. It's just an unsustainable society model, or model for society, but not even Star Wars writers put that much thought into Star Wars, so why should we? I won't give you the satisfaction of an answer.
Insolent students I get these days. You deserve this, and then some. I'll enjoy this one. Time for your medicine.
Time for your medicine.
Now, this is odd. The test is over and you're both still alive. But that's never happened before. What to do? I suppose this means you can go, Miko. We'll have to just figure out what to do with our friend here. Run along now.
Or I could use the Force to free them. And we could kill you. Seems you didn't think of that, old man.
What? Mutiny! Behave, students! That's it!
Detention.
For all of you! Permanent detention!
Permanent detention, alright. Wow, that's a lot of damage. Wow, we need yo, give me one of your life support packs. Wow, that did not do as much as I had hoped. Alright, we need shield active. We need... Ow! Don't hit me. We need immunity. We need valor. Yo, Mikal, you got this, right? We need speed. Do we already have shield? I feel like we already had shield. Oh, HK came into the fight now. Now it's really fun. And Mikal, you're dying after this, bro, by the way.
I guess he wasn't a true Sith after all. I can't believe that I'm alive. You saved me. You could have easily just answered those questions and let me die.
I saved you for last. Nobody deserves to die like that. I do agree. It's a cruel thing.
Yes. Well, I see what you mean. I've never...
No, you haven't.
I've never been on that side of the fence before. It makes you think. I'd be dead if you weren't... I mean, if you were proper Sith. But you're not, are you? Don't worry. I won't tell anyone.
Either he converts to the light side right now, or he dies. Now, it is a persuasion check. So that means with our golden voice, we very likely have a very good chance of actually turning him. Which means if I press this button, I'll likely not get to kill him, which... I'll do it anyway.
You mean the light side? I've never
No!
thought about that.
The north side!
Can you even go
The
back?
southeast side!
I mean, I've heard a lot of people.
Dense motherfucker.
There's always remorse and atonement. That's the harder path, though, boy. Think you can do that?
I don't think the light side is for me. But maybe neither are the Sith. Maybe it's time for me to leave. Thanks, I suppose. And good luck.
Very well, Mikal. Grey is good enough for me. I'll let you live on those terms. Yeah, HK, where were you? Yeah, we could have used him. Heal up. Our heal really isn't the best. Because our treat injury is like dog shit. Opila Ancient Sith Tablet. What does that say? Lol, Tulak Horde was here. Appears to be the personal notes of the Dark Jedi Master in charge of the Sith Starbase on Manan. Right. There's also no star in there. My mind put that in there for fun. It does that sometimes. There it is. Nope. Ancient Sith tablet. A thick stone tablet is covered with ancient runes of an unknown language. It's extremely cold to the touch and has almost a sinister aura about it. Recently carved into the side of the tablet appears to be a primer, no doubt intended to provide a means of translating the runes. Or to translate the runes. Again, my mind makes up words sometimes.
Got it.
Clay urn. So right. Well, that's just a boring ass violet.
Fun begins. Fun begins.
Lucifina Chan has followed. Thank you for the follow. Hi, welcome. Oh, didn't we recently go over like... I think we recently went over 1,000 followers.
No problem. Got it.
Was that the first purple lightsaber thing we got? I feel like it is. I also feel... No, we have two. It's interesting that you can actually have a violet lightsaber. That's funny. Wasn't that added in the prequels only because Samuel L. Jackson wanted to stand out from the crowd? I think that was the only reason anyone ever got a purple lightsaber.
Got it.
Virak something. These are... I mean, Bonadar, like we got from there, wasn't great, but I think this one is a fairly decent crystal. I can't quite remember. So, do we actually have a damn... No. No, Tula Quartz mask. Still no damn corpse in the damn... Why do I remember there being a corpse in the sarcophagus? I remember there being corpses in the sarcophagus and thinking, wow, that was once a Sith Lord and now it's a corpse. And now they're fucking gone. Don't know how that works. Tula Quartz mask. Resistant 10 versus fire, stealth +2. This ancient mask, blackened with age, is an eerie glow and seems uncomfortably claustrophobic. Compared to our Circle of Saresh, which is basically the same thing. It also has a gigantic description, by the way. What the fuck? I don't think I've ever read this. The wealthy Sarish family of Terris were one... Oh. So that's how that worked out. Of Terris were once known as much for their arrogance and cruelty as for their vast riches and political power. But over the last century, many of the family have shown a strong affinity to the Force and been taken in by the Jedi for training. Foremost among these was Gun Han Saresh, heir to the family fortune. To celebrate Gunhan's acceptance into the Order, his father commissioned the crafting of a powerful headband, the Circlet of Saresh. To prevent this spectacular gift from leading his son down the path of arrogance and pride, an all too real possibility given the Saresh family's history, the circlet was fashioned so that only one who was a true servant of the light can use it. The circlet was in Gun Han's possession when he disappeared shortly after the time of the Great Hunt. Now I'm kind of interested in the lore behind that. I also can't recall where we found this. The Great Hunt was the huge Terentatek hunt thing. I think I might have found this on a Terentatek, actually. Which means he's dead. I mean, obviously he's dead, but he died by the hands of a Terentatek. Obviously he's dead. We wear his fucking prized possession right now. By the way, the Starforge is the boss battle I've been dreaming of in Empire at War for over a decade. So rad. I'm really glad that people like these fancy things that I try to do with the game so much. It really does. It's like a vindication type thing, right? Like, I think something could be cool, and then I try it, and then when people do say that they enjoy it a lot, It's just vindicative. Vindicative? Vindictive. Don't think that's vindictive. What's that other word? Where something is like emotionally pleasing. It's, there's a word for it. I lost it. Now, fuck, hang on. I want to find that word. It is... cathartic. Thank you, Dutchman. Cathartic. Fuck. How did I forget that? Oh. English, man. It's not difficult. Hang on, did we do the entire Valley of the Dark Lords? I think we did the entire Valley of the Dark Lords. Yes, we actually did. It wasn't my intention, but we did it. It's just interesting, man, all these Sith tombs and shit.